Hello, Dalton here with Canna Advisor's weekly update for January 26, 2022. Let's look at states heading east to west, starting off with Rhode Island. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee again included marijuana legalization in his annual budget proposal, but this time with new automatic expungement provisions. Lawmakers say they're close to a legal cannabis deal that could be unveiled soon. Nearby Vermont saw regulators posting cannabis rules for public comment and issued a report to state lawmakers for a review. A lot of news in neighboring New York, as doctors in the state can now recommend medical cannabis to patients for any condition they see fit. New York regulators also discussed a marijuana social and economic equity fund and other issues on Tuesday, January 25th. And a full list of New York municipalities that opted out of allowing recreational marijuana retailers or social consumption areas was released by state regulators. The data shows that 10% of cities and 34% of all localities opted out of all sales. Heading a bit south, we saw Delaware lawmakers introduce a newly revised marijuana legalization bill that includes key changes to equity provisions meant to ensure it gets a supermajority level of support needed to pass. Before we head south, Ohio regulators will be hosting a lottery for new medical cannabis dispensary licenses tomorrow, January 27th. A Georgia lawsuit over medical cannabis license awards started on Friday. Some big news out of Mississippi, where my background photo is actually. Lawmakers reached an agreement to send a medical cannabis bill to Governor Tate Reeves' desk this week. A bicameral conference committee will tweak newly amended zoning provisions with final passage expected today, January 26. And crossing the Mississippi and Missouri River over to Kansas, we saw the state House-passed medical cannabis bill encounter a major hurdle as the Senate president rerouted it to a committee he controls and canceled hearings that were scheduled for this week in a separate panel. Just north of Kansas, South Dakota has issued their first medical cannabis business license. And finally, reaching the Pacific, Ease, the nation's largest cannabis dispensary delivery service, opened its first dispensary storefronts in San Diego and Santa Ana, California. And that's it for all the top news stories this week. Thank you so much for joining us today at Canna Advisor's Weekly Update, and we will see you next week.